Was my hair at the beginning of this year. It was so crazy. My edges were somehow, but now this is how my edges are looking now. My hair has started coming in. I am so happy that I'm retaining much length. I'm going to be sharing with you guys all that I did to start retaining length. It's been a while. I've not been giving you guys updates on my edges and how my edges have been doing and going. I know it's been such a long time, so it's proper to give you guys an updated video because I'm going to coming in with some results. I would say that first, if you're starting out your edges, like you want your edges to start growing and retaining length, so the first thing I'm going to say is you need to identify your problem. Because if you do everything I mentioned in this video, but you're still doing the same thing you were doing before, that got your edges to fall off. So I'm going to be giving you guys the things I've been doing that has helped me. But first, identify your problem. But one thing I would say is that my problem was that the reason why I was losing my edges is because I didn't know what type of hair strand I had. So I had to know what type of hair strands. You have either a thick hair strand or a fine hair strand. I have a fine hair strand, so doing certain protective hairstyles, there was too much tension on what's on my edges, so it caused my edges to start falling off. Have you ever done braids and in between those braids you notice that your hair literally will just fall off from your roots, like your whole hair is just falling out? It's a sign that you should stop that protective hairstyle. So the solution I'm going to be giving to you is that for fine hair strand, solution would be start doing your hair by yourself. If you can't do your hair, get someone that is trained to take care of natural hair. If you want to get length and edges, try and pick a good protective hairstyle for your hair. There are so many different ways you can style your hair. So the next thing I did was to make my own herbal oil at home. Herbal oils has so many benefits. One benefit I'm really up for is that it helps to strengthen my hair. That's the reason why I started using this. It helps to strengthen my hair and thicken my hair. So I'm basically showing the process on how to make herbal oil. So these are the things I used. I use cloves. Cloves are very good to strengthen your hair. They help to make your hair more thicker and basically your edges more better. So yeah, first of all, I'm putting my cloves in the bottle. So that's the process on how I start my herbal oil. So when I'm done putting my cloves, I go in with my finger leaves. These are really good for your hair. If you want thickness on your hair, if you want your edges to be given, you should definitely use this. So I'm adding that to my cloves, and once I'm done adding it, I will add in some hot water. Guys, emphasis on hot water. Make sure it fills up to this length which I'm showing you. So yeah, once I'm done adding it, if you want me to do a full video, you should leave it in the comment section so I can do a full video on how I make my herbal oil. So yeah, this is what it looks like right now with my moringa powder. Yes, so after that, this is the end process. I added a lot of other things which I'll be showing in my next video. So if you want to see the updated video on how I did my herbal oil, you should leave it in the comment section and I'll be there to answer you guys. So yeah, this is how it looks. It's so nourishing. It's good for your edges. If you want your edges to grow very well, I'll definitely recommend this. So I mentioned my herbal oils in the other clip, but there are so many ways you can use. But in this video, I'm using this as a hot oil treatment. Hot oil treatment is very good people shampoo treatment. It's something you do actually before washing your hair. It helps to keep your hair moisturized and also strengthen your hair strand. You can see that I am focusing more on my problematic area, which are my edges. I also went ahead to do the whole of my hair. Since the video is about edges, focus more on your edges and other parts of your hair, because doing scalp massages helps to stimulate blood flow on your scalp, which helps in promoting hair growth. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is being consistent. I have a good routine. Your scalp health is very important in hair growth. So you need to make sure that you're washing your hair, your scalp isn't dirty, because you need to create a good environment for your hair to grow. If it has so many build up, it's going to cause your hair to have limited hair. So you want to make sure that you wash your hair. So I would advise I wash my hair once every 2 weeks, and I also have a very good routine that I stick to, and I make sure that I do this every week or every other week. So you just want to make sure that you have a good routine that you focus on, because your hair thrives on a routine. So you have a good routine and consistency is the key to retaining length and seeing lots of growth on your hair and edges. In general, if you want to see progress, you need to make sure you're doing something like your routine being consistent and taking care of your hair. I don't go in with my then I go in with my scalp massager. Like I always massage my scalp. It has so many benefits. I can't even talk about how much good it is. The next thing you should be doing is deep conditioning your hair. Never skip a wash day without deep conditioning your hair. It helps, deep conditioning helps to strengthen your hair, softens your hair. Like after a protective hairstyle, this is something you should definitely do to revive your hair, to bring in that moisture back into your hair. So when you're doing this, make sure you always go in with your steam cap and also, yes, a steam cap and a shower cap, just to make sure that the deep conditioner gets into your hair follicles and does what it's meant to do. So yeah, I would definitely recommend you using a steam cap. But if you don't have a steam cap, you can always use a towel. Like you put in your shower cap first on your hair and then you go in with your towel. This helps to put in heat in your hair, thereby making your hair conditioner to get into your hair and do what it's meant to do. So if you're doing using a towel, I suggest you keep it for like an hour. But if you're using a steam cap, you can keep it for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you're good to go. So yes, I'll definitely recommend this on every wash day routine. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is massaging of your edges. This is something that is very underrated, but it's very useful. Like always massaging your edges helps to promote hair growth. Like when you're not, like I've said before in my other videos, massaging your hair helps to promote hair growth and then promotes your edges. Like it brings out your edges. So I'll definitely recommend you doing this. Like every wash day, always make sure you massage your hair. If you don't have a scalp massager, you can always use your hands to do it. So the next thing is your moisture routine. That's one thing I would say. Your moisture routine is very important. I do my moisture routine like every once or twice every week, depending on what kind of hair I have on. I have high porosity hair. That means your hair doesn't retain moisture for longer periods. That's why I always do my moisture routine like twice in a week or anytime my hair feels dry, I go in my moisture routine. And one thing I would say is that get product that works well for your hair, and one way you can do that is by knowing what type of hair porosity you have. Either if you have a low porosity hair, so low porosity hair are hair that don't absorb moisture, it doesn't get in moisture easily, but it retains that moisture. You need to find products that are more water-based products so you don't get built up on your hair and absorb the product. So for high porosity hair, our hair absorbs moisture easily, but the problem is that we don't retain that moisture. Is why we need to have a consistent routine, have a good routine, and be consistent with it. If you have to make sure your hair is never dry, if your hair is dry, you know you get split ends, and split ends contribute to hair breakage. So that's why your edges are falling off, or your hair is generally. So you want to make sure you have a good routine, a good moisture routine, and always do your moisture routine when your hair is dry, so that you know when to go in with your moisture routine. So that's one thing I would say. Because dry hair breaks easily. Let that be ringing in your hair. Dry hair breaks, dry hair breaks. So you can easily go in with your moisture routine. If you want to see much length retention on your edges, the next thing I would say is reduce tension and manipulation on our edges. So that's why I mentioned at the beginning of this video, knowing and identifying what you use on your hair is very important. How to make your hair is one way to be able to grow your edges or see much improvement on your edges. So I would say that if you cannot make your hair, you can get a hairstylist that understands natural hair. I mentioned that you don't need to add extra extension on your hair. You can also reduce manipulation on your hair. So that's also in the detangling process. You have to be careful when detangling your hair. You are being rough when detangling your hair. You need to make sure you reduce tension and manipulation because you don't want to break your hair or see a lot of hair loss on your edges, especially on your edges. That's what you're focused on in this video. So you need to reduce tension and manipulation. And there is a habit I always do, like I always touch my edges like unconsciously. So I had to learn how to stop doing that. The next thing I'm going to say is very important and most people overlook it, and this is your sleep routine. It's super important. You need to make sure that when you go to bed, you actually take care of your hair, put it in a scarf or a bonnet. You don't just wait for like tension manipulations to go on your edges. Also be friction. You need to make sure your edges are protected before you go to bed always. Remember to put on scarves and bonnet, and also if you can have a scalp pillowcase, it helps in case you forget to wear it. And the reason why you should put on your scarf and your bonnet is one thing, and another thing is your moisture. If you sleep on your bed, on your bed sheet or your pillow, you can easily absorb moisture on your hair, which can leave your hair dry. If your hair is dry, like I mentioned, it breaks off, so you need to make sure you protect your edges from friction and also from your bed sheets and pillowcases absorbing the product. So once it make it a habit, get a hang of it. Unconsciously put your scarf and pillowcases, and that's the thing I'm going to mention is patience. Patience. It takes patience for a while for your hair to grow, and it takes a while. You need to start seeing actual visible change to your edges. So you have to just need to be patient, and trust me, your hair is going to grow. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you have any question, I'll be glad to answer them. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.